Do you work on Saturdays? Yep, I sure do. Because look at these guys. Do you think these guys take a day off? Look at them. They're diligently working right now. They're diligently working. And these are just beetles. So, yeah, I'm going to take a day off. Real estate market doesn't take a day off. Why should I? And actually, I'm glad I didn't, because this thing's got a lot to offer. I asked, when I took this, I said, you guys want me to inspect that garage? It looks a little rough. They're like, no, they've done a lot of work to it. And I'm glad, really, that I did, because they're right. They've done a lot of work. It all looks good to me. And, I mean, there's really not a lot to see here. But I know one of you guys with your stupid little opinions are going to chime in. And look like termite damage. Does it look like it, or is it? Because I'm going to refer to the people that did these repairs, and then I'm going to venture to guess they checked that, okay? They checked it. If it needed to be replaced, it would have. Oh, what about that stud, that missing stud? Shouldn't they have put a stud back? Again, if it needed one, they would have done it. That gap down there. Maybe you've heard of ventilation. Maybe you've heard of that. Look at that. So good. They replaced the rafters. They've done a lot of little splices. But yeah, I'm going to listen to somebody who probably doesn't know which end of a screwdriver to use to try to tell me and these guys that they did it wrong. That's what I'm going to do. That top plate looks pretty rotten. Shouldn't they have repaired that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you use those two things on either side of your face called eyeballs and look at that splice underneath there, and you tell me. Yeah, it was repaired, okay? It was repaired. I don't know, Brad. That damage looks pretty extensive. It also looks like it's been sistered with another stud, doesn't it, genius? So, out of sight, out of mind. Don't worry about it. What about that corner? Again, I'm going to let the guys that did the repairs figure that out. I'm not over here second-guessing people. I'm a home inspector, not a home second-guesser. That bottom plate looks pretty rotten. Well, you know what? Maybe keep your fat mouth shut until you come here and you look at it for yourself, because I'm telling you now, it looks a whole lot different in person than it will on this camera. Look at that. Repaired correctly to code. All of those splices done. Absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about. What about that wiring? Yeah, I see tape on there. You think anybody would have done that besides an electrician? Grow up. Look. What about the butts on that siding? Shouldn't that lap on a stud? That's one way of doing it. And then you could do it this way, which is probably the right way. So, I don't even know why I bothered to show you guys this. Shouldn't that top plate be bearing on top of a stud? Again, what are you, like the stud police? Tell you what you need to do. Why don't you go be a home inspector, and then you can call it out any way you want to. You can be wrong every day of your life. Because I'm telling you now, nobody's going to spend the money on all of this new wood just to do it wrong. I don't know why you can't get that through that thick head of yours. Look at that. Splice, splice, splice. Again, why even bother if you're not going to do it right? Just amazing. But yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll listen to somebody that's sitting behind their phone, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, just putting their little opinions out there. Meanwhile, the rest of us are out here in the real world doing the Lord's work that he can't do because he hasn't come back yet. When he does, I'll hang up my hat. He can get back to it. He used to be a carpenter. He can take a look at this stuff if he wants to. But for now, for today, this is as good as it gets. Anyway, I was in a good mood. And now that I've started making this video and I know how you guys are going to respond, it's ruined. So congratulations. You've ruined my day.